Donald Trump has said over and over that foreign leaders are very, very scared of him. He's also said that they respect him, which is laughable. But the fear thing, maybe that's actually based on something, because we're now finding out that he is routinely threatening their lives and the lives of many of their citizens in casual conversation. So apparently we have this audio now. This is gonna come from 2024. He's talking to a bunch of wealthy donors, and here is what he said.
With Putin, I said, if you go in to Ukraine, we're going to bomb this out of Moscow. I'm telling you, I have no choice. The public wants it. The public. So he goes like, I don't believe you. He said, no way. And I said, way. And then he goes like, I don't believe you. But the truth is, he believed me 10%. And I told you this. He believed me 10%. Then I'm with President Xi of China. But I said the same thing to them. I said, if you go into Taiwan, I'm going to bomb the out of Beijing. He thought I was crazy. He said, Beijing, you're going to bomb Beijing. I said, I have no choice. I got to bomb them. We're going to bomb Beijing. And he didn't believe either, except 10%. And 10% is all you need. In fact, 5% would have been okay too. And we never had a problem. We would have never had a problem.
And that's where the issue really starts. And so I have no doubt that Donald Trump loved saying to those donors that this is what happened with Putin or Xi or whatever, whether it happened or not. And I'm willing to bet that at the very least, it was a very different conversation if it happened at all. But let's pretend that it happened. I bet Donald Trump and the Republicans like that this is making the rounds in the news, because that's sort of like wild card thing. You don't know what Trump is gonna do. They like that. They think that that makes him strong. And they think that a lefty progressive like me is gonna be like, hey, you shouldn't be making those sorts of threats. You should be nice to everyone. But that's not actually my issue with this audio at all. My issue with the audio is that it doesn't make Donald Trump or America look strong. It makes him look like a blusterer, a bragger who won't actually follow through on it. Because he apparently doesn't realize what he revealed in that. He told Putin, if you step one foot in Ukraine, I'm gonna bomb you. You don't know what I'm gonna do. You listen to me or you're gonna get bombed. And okay, he wasn't in power when the invasion happened, but he's now been in power for 6 months. What have you done, buddy? Have you bombed them? Now, I'm not saying he should just randomly bomb them because they're in there, but if going into Ukraine merits bombing the capital of Russia, why didn't you tell him? I'm giving you 1 week to gas up your trucks, turn around and head east. Get the hell out of there, or I'm gonna bomb Moscow. But he's not gonna say that because he's apparently already made his big threat and he hasn't followed through on literally any of that. He hasn't done any of this big stuff, not to anyone strong, not to anyone who can actually stand up to him. If anything, if this conversation even happened at all, it's revealed that he makes these sorts of threats and doesn't follow through, which means that just like with the tariffs, he's now revealed all of his cards and they've called his bluff and he's got nothing. So yeah, sure, I don't know if MSNBC is gonna be like, this is wild and you shouldn't do this because we're supposed to be nice to each other. That's not the problem. The problem is that it's empty threats. The problem is that he's not nearly as strong as he would have you or Vladimir Putin believe. And that is super consequential. What do you think, Sharon?
So this is more that taco thing. It's taco,
yeah, it's taco
all over again, okay? Of course, he is too short-sighted, or the people who leak these kinds of things are too short-sighted to realize what it really tells those of us with even moderate intelligence, that this guy is just, he's unhinged, but also a coward. And not, if Putin were afraid of Trump in the least bit, don't you think this Ukraine thing would have ended a long time ago? Instead, on his watch, we're not talking about Biden anymore as much as he likes to. Look at all that's gone down. I mean, it's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So leak whatever you want, talk as tough as you want. Nobody believes you. It's taco all over again.
100%. Yeah, every MAGA person believes Trump when he says, if I had been in power, they never would have invaded Ukraine. Well, if you believe that, then why does him coming into power not affect Russia at all? Hasn't caused them to dial back the attacks. They haven't given up any territory. There's no talk of a ceasefire. Why have you gotten nothing? If your mere presence was so singularly impactful in your mind. Again, all bluster, that's all he's ever been.